In every generation, a question rises like fire. What does it take to create wealth, freedom, and impact? For Gen Z, the question burns louder than ever. You were born into the storm of uncertainty, economic chaos, student debt, endless competition, artificial intelligence rewriting industries overnight. Yet beneath all this noise, there exists a quiet, unshakable truth. Success has never changed its nature. Technology evolves, economies collapse and rebuild, but the principles of building fortune are eternal. Napoleon Hill uncovered them almost a century ago, and today, they shine brighter than ever for those who dare to listen. Hill once said, "Whatever the mind of man can conceive and believe, it can achieve." At the time, this sounded like a dreamer's slogan. But today, in the age of AI and startups, it's not just philosophy, it's mathematics. The platforms are infinite. The markets are global. The barriers are broken. The only gatekeeper left is the human mind, your own capacity to think with clarity, persistence, and precision. Fortune is no longer controlled by a select few. It is waiting for those who understand how to turn thought into value and value into influence. Think of the entrepreneurs who reshaped the world before your very eyes. None of them began with certainty. They began with desire. Elon Musk, Jack Ma, Sarah Blakely, Naval Ravikant. Each of them had no guarantee, no perfect timing. What they did have was a burning obsession. Exactly what Hill described as the starting point of all achievement. Gen Z lives in a world where attention is the new oil, code is the new steel, and influence is the new currency. The question is no longer, can I succeed? But rather, do I have the obsession, the definiteness of purpose to stay the course when the storms hit? Hill warned of the greatest enemy of progress, drifting. The devil doesn't destroy dreams with violence, he kills them with distraction. Today, distraction is everywhere. Infinite scroll, viral nonsense, endless comparison. Gen Z has the sharpest tools, but also the sharpest temptations. Every notification that pulls you away from your purpose is the devil whispering, "Wait, not today. Maybe later." And every time you agree, you trade your fortune for someone else's entertainment. The discipline to protect your focus is no longer optional. It is survival. But how do you build this discipline in the modern age? Hill spoke of definiteness of purpose, but in 2025, that means something practical. You must decide what problem you are here to solve. Whether you're building an AI startup, trading markets, creating a personal brand, or crafting digital art, your purpose is the weapon. Once you know it, you align your energy, your time, and your associations toward it. Everything else is noise, and here's where the magic multiplies. Hill's principle of the Mastermind Alliance has never been more powerful. In the past, masterminds were small circles of industrialists meeting in private rooms. Today, your mastermind can span continents. You can collaborate with coders in Bangalore, designers in Lagos, marketers in New York, and investors in Dubai, all before breakfast. The power of collective intelligence has exploded, but it only rewards those who seek out alliances intentionally. Look at every unicorn startup, every breakthrough movement. It was never one genius alone. It was a coalition of minds united by vision. Gen Z must learn. Your network is no longer just your safety net. It is your multiplier. But wealth is not built by thought and alliances alone. Hill taught that faith, not religious faith, but absolute belief in yourself, is the force that transforms desire into reality. And this is where Gen Z faces its hardest test. You are bombarded daily with reasons to doubt yourself. Algorithms comparing your worth, peers flaunting their highlight reels, the voice inside whispering, "You're too late. You're not enough." The market is saturated. Hill would laugh at these lies. He would remind you that the world has always been saturated. There were already bookstores before Amazon. There were already cars before Tesla. There were already phones before Apple. The difference was faith. Faith backed by action. Vision backed by relentless persistence. Here's the truth no one tells you. Money itself is neutral. It is only energy, a mirror of the value you create. Hill said your riches are not just measured in dollars, but in peace of mind, freedom of time, and the ability to live on your terms. For Gen Z, this means stop chasing quick dopamine. Crypto hype, overnight fame, viral stunts, these are distractions in disguise. The real wealth comes from compounding. Compounded skills, compounded relationships, compounded trust in the marketplace. Play the long game, and the short-term noise loses all its power. So, what must you do this week? Start where Hill always started, with thought shaped into action. Write down with painful clarity the exact outcome you desire, not vague dreams, numbers, dates, targets. Define the fortune you will build and why it matters beyond money. Then ask yourself, what single skill, if I mastered it in the next 12 months, would make that vision unstoppable? That is your obsession. That is your assignment. Every hour not invested in it is theft from your future. And guard your mind. Replace 1 hour of mindless scrolling with 1 hour of deliberate learning. Replace gossip with strategy. Replace self-doubt with affirmations that are written, spoken, and felt until your subconscious bends to your will. The mind is a garden, Hill taught, and weeds grow fastest when you neglect it. Water it with courage, discipline, and belief, and it will bloom into fortune faster than you imagine. Gen Z, you were born into the greatest opportunity era in history. Never before has fortune been so accessible, yet so easily wasted. Napoleon Hill gave the blueprint. Desire, faith, purpose, persistence, mastermind, discipline, imagination. You must translate it into the language of today. AI, startups, finance, personal branding. The tools are new, but the laws are eternal. So rise. Choose definiteness over drifting. Build alliances stronger than algorithms. Persist when the world tells you to quit. Create value so undeniable that wealth chases you. And when doubt knocks on your door, answer it with Hill's unshakable truth. Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. Your fortune is not in the future. It is waiting inside you now. The only question is, will you claim it?